Some of you may know that my family, my mother's family, came from Canada. And in fact, I'll tell you what happened. They were living in Wisconsin on on the Mississippi River, right across from Minnesota. And my grandmother was there with, I don't know how many kids she had, quite a few, and her husband. And one day the old man said, I'm going to go out and get myself some smokes. And he never came back. So my grandmother, who was originally from, I think from Western Canada, loaded the kids up. I have no idea if they took a train or how they did it, but they headed to Alberta and to a place that's now called Okotoks. I don't know if you know about that. It's at the foot of the Rockies. And my grandmother was a very small, tough, enterprising woman, and she did everything she could to make a living. She took in wash. She taught a little mathematics in the school. And she and her kids settled on a homestead out there. And the first winter, they lived in a mud house that they put together with buffalo chips, which were in abundance in those days, and little else. And then the next year, when the snow melted, my Uncle Frank supervised the building of a house to live in. And my grandmother and those kids lived there on that homestead. They made good on the homestead and sold it and moved to Fort McLeod. They then went from there to Eastern Oregon, and that's where my mother met my father. And they didn't have too good of lucks. They wound up with me. So anyway, that's my connection to Canada. And I just, a few years ago, I played with the symphony in Calgary. And they were kind enough to look up on the maps where the actual homestead was, and they took me out there. And it was like 35 degrees below zero.